Hey, it's John Terry, the Black Belt Leader. Welcome to this Black Belt Leadership Master Your Life podcast. Today, I want to talk about playing to your strengths. Now, basketball may not be your thing, and it's really not mine, but I read a story the other day that was incredibly interesting. Some great leadership lessons there, and I want to share parts of this story with you. And apologies in advance to the coach mentioned in the story, because I may not get his last name pronounced correctly. But when it comes to basketball coaches, the name Vivek Ranadive doesn't necessarily come to mind. Why? He was the coach of his 12-year-old daughter's basketball team. Now, you may say, John, he's a coach of a 12-year-old team. What makes this a big deal? There's a leadership lesson here, so stay with me. What makes this story of interest to me was first that Vivek never played basketball. Furthermore, the girls on the team were, for the most part, unspectacular players, no superstars on the team. Yet Vivek and his girls went on to make their mark the very first year he was a coach by dominating their opponents all throughout the season and traveling to the playoffs. Now, there's a powerful leadership lesson here I don't want you to miss, but let me set the stage. Vivek's philosophy was simple. Most teams, after scoring a basket, simply retreated to the other half of the floor. They set up a defensive perimeter, and they allowed the other team to approach them unopposed. That team would then set up their offense, and they would attempt to penetrate the defense and score. Vivek simply asked the question why the other team gave up half the court without a challenge. So he decided that his girls would play high pressure, full court defense for the entire game. After all, Vivek argued, if the other team can't inbound the ball or they can't get it across the half court line before the allotted time, his girls would get the ball back closer to their own goal, making it easier to score. And sure enough, it worked. Vivek's girls dominated nearly every team they played all throughout the season. Under pressure that these girls had never seen, they would either make a bad pass, they'd be unable to advance the ball, they'd struggle to get to half court to set up their offense before time expired, or they would simply create a turnover. His girls were not strong outside shooters. They couldn't make the three-point shot, but they could make layups. They could make those short jump shots inside the paint. And by applying this unrelenting pressure, they literally shut the other team's offense down. It created a number of turnovers near their own basket, making it much easier for them to score. Now, these girls, seen as underdogs coming into the season from Redwood City, being coached by Vivek, a man who had never coached basketball before, went all the way to the national playoffs. So what can we learn from this basketball story? Now, Vivek realized early on that his girls were at best average basketball players. There were other teams in their division with greater skill, more experience, and much taller players. But one thing Vivek said, his girls had heart. They were coachable, they had great endurance, and they had a don't quit attitude. Vivek realized early on that his best shot to victory was to play to their strengths and to use this to neutralize the other team's advantage. And as I already shared, it worked. Now, here's the lesson. All too often, when I'm having a conversation with an entrepreneur, with a business owner, or the leader of an organization, they're spending a significant amount of time focused on improving in the areas of weakness within the organization. Little time is spent on honing, improving, and leveraging the unique areas of strength that already exist in that organization where they could experience even more success than they're experiencing right now. You know, conventional wisdom says you fix what's broken. You focus on your areas of weakness so you can improve and keep doing what you're good at. That's conventional wisdom. But conventional wisdom can be wrong. By focusing on the 80% of the things they're good at, they're okay at, they're average, mediocre, or lackluster at, These individuals and these organizations neglect to focus on the 20% of things that they are the greatest at doing. And while improving on what you're okay on or good on is admirable, you're going to get some return when you do that. Improving on what you're great will yield even greater results. That bears the question, do you want more good results or would you rather have great results? If a professional golfer has a strong short game and he's very accurate with his putter, is he or she better served by spending hours on the driving range trying to add an additional 2, 3, 4, 10 yards to their drive? Or are they better served by creating a game plan that puts them in a position where they can leverage their strength, their greatest skill set, and put the ball in the hole with less strokes? Think about it this way. If you're a 4 on a scale of 1 to 10 in a certain skill set, and you're an 8 on the same 1 to 10 scale in another, you work for 6 months to improve that weaker skill and you improve it by 20%. You haven't moved the needle that much. You're still not yet quite a 5 in that area. Even though you worked for 6 months and made a 20% improvement, you haven't even gotten to a 5. You're still average, mediocre, lackluster at best. But if you focus on improving in the 20% of your greatest giftedness, now, if you improve by 20% over that same 6-month period of time, you've gone from being an 8 to almost a perfect 10. By focusing on and continually honing and improving in the areas of your greatest giftedness, you get even better at doing what you're already best at doing. Now, this is how you become world-class. This is how you become a black belt master at your chosen art, craft, profession, or trade. So what's the better use of your time? Spending 80% of your time focused on the 80% of things that you're average, okay, or good at? Or are you better served by spending 80% of your time focusing on the 20% of things that you are most gifted at, the things you do best? Your greatest return as a black belt leader, hear me when I say this, your greatest return as a black belt leader comes from continually improving yourself in the area of your giftedness, the areas of your greatest strength. 80% of your growth-focused activities every single day need to be focused on improving what you're already great at doing, becoming even better, world-class, an expert master at that. Now, in the remaining 20% of your time, you can use that time to work on other areas in your life so that you can continue to improve and grow there too. So if you've got a team that you're leading, you want to delegate 80% of the things you're not great at doing to others who are great in those areas. And you need to make sure they're doing the same thing as they're having the opportunity to work as a collaborative unit. You want to hire, train, and promote to the individuals who can complement the 20% of your giftedness with their own. And as you go through and do efficiency studies of your organization, and we can help you with that, and identify the areas of lack, again, you want to hire, train, and promote to complement the 20% of giftedness that already exists in your organization. Now, this is how high-performance, non-leader dependent teams rise to world-class status. And not only get to world-class status, they stay there. Why? Because everyone on the team is operating in the areas of their greatest giftedness every day. We all want to know how much success we want in life. And so I want to challenge you to stop playing to your weaknesses and start playing to your strengths. I'm John Terry, the Black Belt Leader. Thanks for joining me and have a great day.